Are you ready for some football, guys? Because, well, I'm not. I'm out. If you don't know, I'm Cobra, and I am joined by the sound man, Keith, and Billy the Lowlantier. Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
Well, the divisional round is underway, and congrats to the Denver Broncos winning 33-30 in overtime against the battered and bruised Buffalo Bills. It was a hard-fought matchup, not gonna lie, but is what it is. Another year, another Bills defeat.
You just were injured a lot. The injuries took over the.
I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, but here's the thing. This was your actual best chance to make it to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, you had no Mahomes, no Burrow, no Jackson.
Because Buffalo has to. Buffalo pretty much now has to destroy their defense. Has to get rid of a lot of key pieces on offense and defense. Half that line, offensive line's gone. Probably the defensive line's gone. And Matt Milano's probably gone. Buffalo's going to have to retool somehow, and it's like, what do you do here? They have to do something because the injury bug was. Had bit them harder than you could say the San Francisco 49ers, and this is the result to lose that again. So other than the divisional round,
it's the nature of the beast.
Yeah, unfortunately, welcome to playoff football. So while we were filming the podcast last week, we were preparing for a certain game in the playoffs, and that was the Pittsburgh Steelers facing off against the Houston Texans on Monday Night Football. And as a result, the Houston Texans absolutely destroyed Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh didn't even get an offensive touchdown. That's how bad it was. And as a result, the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin have amicably agreed to part ways. Tomlin himself was the one to step aside. He was not asked to step down. He himself stepped down. And so now a question mark happens to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm not bringing Yinzer in because he's somewhere. He's getting ready for Pirates baseball, so he's not available. So I'm gonna go with Billy, and I'm gonna go with Keith. What did the Steelers do to fill that coaching void? Who did they go after, and who would you like to see them go after?
Okay, well, there was a rumor mill going around about how him resigning because he pulled a sure and more, which I don't know. It's hazy, but I feel like it was time to move on for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
To be fair, we've said this before about plenty of coaches. Coaches have expiration dates. Sometimes they don't know when they have to leave, and sometimes they do. But coaches do have expiration dates, especially with certain teams. We see it all the time in hockey.
Yeah. But
I like to see one of their defensive coaches come up and be the head coach.
I don't think that's going to happen. But I will say this: Who do I think is the Pittsburgh Steelers going to hire? I say Jesse Minter
Interesting.
because they usually go defensive coordinators and young guys. But
Yeah, no,
however, this is Arthur Smith that we're talking about. He's incompetent and he doesn't know what he's doing. And I would laugh if he promotes Arthur Smith as head coach.
yeah, I would too, considering all he is Pizza Time and John Smith. Keith.
One of the young defensive coaches that Pittsburgh got.
I think it's Vance Joseph, I think.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a good move. It would also fall
Because he already knows the Pittsburgh way of doing things.
Not only that, but it would also follow the the Rooney Rule, if that makes sense. If any of you are familiar with the Rooney Rule in the NFL when it comes to coaching, where every team, if they're looking for a coach, must look at a minority coach, if that makes sense. Someone who is not, I hate to say it like that, but that's the rule. We must, if you're going to hire a coach, you have to make sure you look at a diversity type coach. It's the rule. It is
diversity is the way things are going nowadays.
Well, it's been that way for since the 60s. Actually since the 70s. Whether it be Robert Saleh's available, Vance Joseph, plenty of other coaches out there who could fit that mold. As a diverse hire. But it's not a to be fair, it's not a bad thing. But that it's just the rule of the NFL. It's written in the rule book. If a team fails to do that, they actually face a salary penalty. I think it's like a $250,000 fine and a loss of pick. It's a pretty heavy penalty. Cat.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey guys.
Hey, how we doing? So we're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin.
That I was a little bit shocked. Not a lot.
So to catch up to speed, we were wondering what the Pittsburgh Steelers do in this situation. What type of coach they go after. If you had an idea.
They've only needed a new head coach. What is it? 3 times since 1969?
Yes. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin. So, that's a decent track record. The worst coach, the last time the Steelers had a bad football coach, World War II were declared.
Yeah. I don't know if the NFL is set up anymore for double-digit tenure coaches. I feel like the game is changing really rapidly. There's no way to even you can't even go one season to the next doing the same thing, running the same guys, because people figure you out too quickly.
I think.
So
I was about to say, Kat, I think the longest tenured head coach right now, after the Harbaugh and Tomlin firing, is Andy Reid.
Yeah. I think you're right. But I think the Steelers still go for someone young. I think they still go for someone who is excited about being the Steelers head coach and not somebody who is settling for the position. The Steelers are still what I would say is a legacy franchise. And there are still people out there who that's their team. That's who they want to coach for. And I think they just have to be patient and find somebody who fits that.
But do you trust Arthur? Do you trust Art Rooney to make the right decision? That's my question.
I mean, I'm a Ravens fan, so yeah, go for it, Art. Let's see you do it.
One of the rumor mills that Pat McAfee had been spitballing out there was former Green Bay Packer and Dallas Cowboy head coach Mike McCarthy, because he's a Pittsburgh native and all that stuff. But I don't think that's a good move for the Steelers at all.
No.
So
now, if they want to take a couple of years and figure out their team moving forward from Tomlin, he could be a good option. But I don't know. I don't think the Steelers fans are going to stand for that kind of a approach.
no.
I think it's time for them to totally rebuild their whole team, start out from scratch, and just get rid of everybody and rebuild the team totally.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Yeah, Steelers are going to have to acknowledge that, especially their fan base. They have to acknowledge we have to rebuild. They, believe it or not, they have the most expensive defense in the NFL, and because they're the most they do. They have the most expensive defense in the NFL, and they do this crap. 9-8, 10-7. It's just, yeah.
It ain't worth it. The money that they're putting out ain't they're not investing in it correctly.
The value isn't there. It's like paying for a meal at Five Guys and you're only getting a McDonald's McDouble. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the best comparison I can give. Or, you're paying for a thick porterhouse, and
you get a pork chop,
and you get a sliver of scrapple. And I don't mean.
I like scrapple.
I do too. Cut nice and thin and pan fried. Love that. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Although, to be fair, Billy's probably the only person here who has never had scrapple. Probably
doesn't even know what scrapple is.
No, I know what scrapple is.
He just hasn't had it.
Yeah,
It's very
the closest comparison that I could give scrapple is more like Spam.
Except it's shredded breakfast pork. It's like sausage.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Amazing.
Yeah, for you guys.
Well, we're from the Northeast, man. We can't stop that.
Okay, closest thing.
Mid-Atlantic.
Mid-Atlantic is for you guys. You guys are not Northeastern. If you were truly Northeastern, you guys would be Pats fan, and I would never stop hearing in the insufferability.
Well, we have those up here too. They're insufferable. Yeah. Well. So let's get on with things. Let's see. What else should we talk about?
And Harbaugh finally officially signed with the Giants.
Not only did John Harbaugh sign a 5-year deal, I think it was, with the Giants.
5 years, $100 million.
With a contingency.
Yeah, that sounds like a Gruden deal. That sounds like a similar deal with John Gruden, if that makes sense. I think John Gruden got a similar deal. It's like, although his had a stake in ownership, but he blew that when emails leaked.
I will say this. It was kind of not his fault, 50-50, but it was more or less like John. Not John Gruden. Like, he was a part of it, but I was talking. I was referring to the Washington GM at the time.
Bruce Allen.
Yes.
I don't know what the contingency is, but I know that Harbaugh has got to supply with something.
I definitely don't think it's. I definitely don't think it's similar to John Gruden as far as the stake is ownership. But I just again can't explain anything. But we also in the news, Matt LaFleur re-signed an extension with the Green Bay Packers. So that's interesting.
Yep.
So,
anyways, do we want to talk about any other teams that still have coaches opening?
Yeah, actually, because last week we were actually talking about that. Because we had Miami, Baltimore, Arizona, Vegas, Cleveland, Atlanta, and of course Tennessee now that have vacancies. And so, if you were let us go down, if you were a head coach, if you were a head coach candidate, so this is going to be pretty interesting. We're going to go back to this. Starting with Billy, what team seems the most enticing for you? Miami, Baltimore, Arizona, Vegas, Cleveland, Atlanta, Tennessee, and Pittsburgh.
The best fit, I would have to say Baltimore. I have to say the Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mainly because
how would you
they are more or less like a.
I was about to say I would imagine with you would definitely lean more defensive minded because Baltimore's defense definitely needs more improvement. You have Lamar Jackson, you have Derrick Henry, you have Zay Flowers. You have an offense. You just need to improve that defense.
Yeah.
All right, Keith.
Easy, real easy. Because you got to go with a totally rebuild for Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And we'll go total rebuild and start from scratch.
All right. And I'm going to ask this question because I asked this about Billy. Where would you start? Would you start with that defense, scrap everything pretty much and rebuild it from scratch? Or would you work more towards the offense and still work with that defense?
I would take the tried and tested people that I have and turn it over into what I would have, and I'd take all them and build in a whole bunch of new ones.
Okay. I see what you're saying. What you're saying is there's some players out there on your team as Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. You have some players on your team that are good. You want to keep those. Those who are not performing up to standard, you'll just sell them for like draft picks and start brand new. Is that what I'm interpreting?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
All right. Glad I could clarify that for our audience, Keith. Sorry about that. Kat.
Oh, that's okay.
Yep, Kat.
I mean, honestly, I know I'm a little bit biased. I know nobody has to say it. I would go with the Ravens, hands down. You already have your offense. You already have, playmakers and guys who are they've played long enough together, but not so long that they're sick of each other, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, but coming in as head coach, I'd be like, okay, we need a new defensive coordinator and we need a new guy to work with Lamar and Tyler Huntley.
Nice.
Plus, I will say this. Plus, the Ravens are more or less like a team that needs to retool their defense. Like, that's how I view it.
As for me, the obvious answer is not Pittsburgh or Baltimore. I am going with the Miami Dolphins. If I were a head coach, I would want to go to Miami. Because
I feel like Miami is also a rebuild.
not as much as you think. They have a great running game in Devin Achane. The defense is you could actually work with that. You can actually make it. You could definitely make it better in. You can definitely make it better in the draft and free agency. But the biggest thing that you need to get is a quarterback and a wide receiver. Because I would not keep Tyreek Hill. I would find an excellent compliment for Jalen Waddle. So and you have Devin Achane. So that, I think Miami to me is more enticing of an option than Baltimore if I were a head coach candidate.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We gotta.
Have we mentioned the Seahawk San Francisco game yet?
We have not gotten to our bowl. We have not gotten to our bowl predictions yet. But before we even get to our bowl predictions,
Can I rant about the Titans?
Can we save that for the end, Billy? Okay.
Sure, fine.
All right. Before we get to our bowl predictions, I definitely want to give a special shout out to our affiliate of the day, and that is our friends at Smackin' Sunflower Seeds. Yes, Smackin' Sunflower Seeds, and the main reason why we are going with Smackin' today is because we are getting closer and closer to spring training, to baseball season. So, of course, you got to stock up on the seeds, the flavors that get you there. Cinnamon churro, sour cream and onion, backyard barbecue, cheddar jalapeno, and dill pickle. But, of course, Smackin' has limited edition flavors like the classic American staple cheeseburger, and, of course, holiday mystery. Okay, that's new. Holiday mystery. Let's see what this is about.
That is very new.
Yep. It's all mystery flavors from the holidays. So they're trying to get rid of those as fast as possible. But again, they don't only have those; they also have their regular flavors. And as soon as it loads, there we go. Right now they have a pretty darn good special out there, getting 2 free cheeseburgers flavors plus 12 extra bags for the baseball season. The flavors like the backyard barbecue, like the cheddar jalapeno, garlic parmesan, dill pickle, sour cream and onion, ranch, the classic original lemon pepper, cinnamon churro, cracked black pepper, and maple brown sugar. So, if you want your little leaguer or even yourself to be ready for this baseball season, use our affiliate link that is in our bio wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube, and show this channel some love. Can't do this without you. Thank you, Smackin' Sunflower Seeds. Knock it out of the park with Smackin'. All right, bowl predictions. We only have 3 games on the docket because we are in the divisional round. Again, we are not experts. We do not do this for a living. We're kind of idiots. Please gamble responsibly.
We are idiots.
Facts. All right. So the order is Billy, Keith, Kat, and myself. This is classic bold prediction rules. Basically, every single one gets to make a pick on the game who we think is going to win. So, Billy, San Francisco and Seattle. Seattle is favored by 7.
They're currently dominating San Francisco right now. So I'm going with Seattle.
Gotcha. Keith.
Seattle.
All right.
Covering the points and all that stuff.
Cat.
Seattle. Sorry, San Fran.
Yeah, I got to go with that. Sorry, Izzy. Seattle. All right, Billy. You have the little brothers, Houston Texans, facing off against the New England Patriots. The Patriots are favored by 3.
Well, I feel like the Houston Texans are about to be wild out from berserk, especially with the defense to Drake May. I know that's a bad comparison, but it's the closest comparison I can make to that defense.
You're going with Houston with the upset.
Yeah.
Keith, I think you said it, New England.
I'm New England, even though I'm a Houston fan.
Yep.
I like Houston.
Or rather, you like Houston. You're actually an Eagles fan. We know that.
Yeah.
All right, Kat.
Yes.
New England or Houston? New England favored by 3.
And they're at New England, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going New England.
And I'm going Houston. My main reason is, again, that
you always have to be contrary.
No, because I have I have a legit reason, Kat. Houston's defense is stout, and Stephon Diggs is a perennial choker.
Plus, they have famous Bill Cosby enthusiast Cardi B as his girlfriend.
Wow,
oh my gosh.
That is a deep, deep cut, man. Actually, I should have said famous chef respecter Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And, all right, guys, final game on the docket. The LA Rams facing the Chicago Bears. The Rams are favored by 4.5.
Oh.
Billy.
I say Chicago wins, but however, Puka Nacua busts out.
Yeah, the Rams are the favorite, so Chicago would be the upset.
Chicago wins by an upset, but however, Puka Nacua does his touchdown celebration that would possibly get himself banned from the NFL.
Pretty much, we're gonna have cancel culture by Puka Nacua. Keith.
God, no.
The Bears.
The Bears. Cat.
I'm going with the upset.
The Bears.
Again, yeah.
And you know what? I'm joining everyone. The Bears.
Yeah,
Bears.
I don't.
All right.
They've I don't know. They've found their footing.
And they have playoff momentum. All right, Billy. Since you haven't been on the podcast for a while, and since we promised we'd give you the time to rant, I am giving you at least 3 minutes. Remember, watch the GDs, but please rant about the Titans.
Okay, so the Titans decided to fire freaking Brian Callahan because he's a hack and everything, and we all know that. So, you may think, hopefully they could actually hire a competent coach. No, because the GM is butt buddies with Kansas City offensive coordinator Matt Nagy. It could be anyone else. but it has to be Matt Nagy, a guy who gave us the 1,000-yard stare for the double doink, a guy who completely ruined 2 quarterbacks, a guy that was carried by his defense and nothing more to lose in multiple games of the playoffs. Oh, but Matt Nagy coached Patrick Mahomes. Matt Nagy coached Patrick Mahomes in his first year before he got hired as a head coach. And his offense are terrible. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And Amy Adams is too stupid. She could pick any other person, but it's most likely Matt Nagy. And this is what's going to kill the entire fan base of the Tennessee Titans. You can build a new stadium all you want, but the best chances of filling that stadium up is a Final Four or a college football playoff finals, or hell, even WrestleMania. But you ain't going to fill it up for a Tennessee Titans game anytime soon if you do this. What I would like is either Robert Saleh, Brian Dable, or Mike McDaniel to be a fit for Tennessee.
Which not gonna lie, I'd like Robert Saleh to get any head coaching job. He deserves a second chance.
Robert Saleh. I like Robert Saleh much, but he would be fitting. He'd be more fitting of a, let's just say fuck it, I'll just say it. But you could edit this out, Keith. You'd be more fitting.
No, we can't.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. I can't do that. Don't, Billy, no. I wish I could. I can't.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Should I say it? I feel like
no.
we're too far.
If you're asking, no, don't say it.
Yeah, please don't.
All right, that's my rant. I'll see you guys.
Billy, thank you. And if you want to hear more Billy, remember he is actually our host of the Passing the Pigskin, our college football podcast, and also his channel, Vol Bill 98, which we will be joining when March Madness hits to join in on the bracket. Alex and I have been doing it past couple years. But that is it for the hard count. Like I said, special thanks again, Billy and Passing Pigskin. Also, shouting out our other channels on this channel, Hand Down Sports Media. The Gutter's Edge, our bowling podcast, hosted by Ricky Swearingen and I. That we had a very fun debut episode, and it looks like it's going to be even better next week. Stay tuned. The Handed Down Beatdown, our pro wrestling podcast, tomorrow night with Alex and I stepping into the ring once again. And the Dirt and Turf podcast, our baseball podcast, heading into season 3. We are excited, Kat, aren't we? Kat's not going to answer that, but she's definitely excited. We also have The Lap Down, our NASCAR podcast with Greg Farmer. He will be definitely getting on the podcasting scene shortly, because season 3 is getting ready to happen. He has some major announcements for Handed Down Sports Media and The Lap Down. And of course, I can't thank everyone without Biscuits and Penalties, our hockey podcast, and the Handed Down Bench, which at the end of this month we are doing. So because we have hit 100 subscribers, the official count is 102. So we definitely have to celebrate with our fans. And of course, we have our affiliates. We have our Patreon, so for as much as $1 a month, you can become a member of our podcast and help support the channel. And on behalf of Kat, Keith, Billy, and myself, we will see you on the field. See you in the
on the field.
See you at the conference championship podcast. Set hut. Yeah, my season's over.